Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into the forested hills of the Green Mountain State to uncover the story behind a truly iconic piece of American change, the United States $quarter from Vermont, minted in the year 2001. Don't let its ordinary appearance fool you. This quarter may be hiding some surprises, especially if you know what to look for. From design details to rare minting errors, and even valuable auction finds, this is one coin that's captured the attention of collectors across the country. Now, at first glance, the 2001 Vermont quarter might seem like just another piece in the 50-state quarters program. But for collectors, this quarter offers a beautiful blend of art, symbolism, and potential hidden value. Let's take a closer look. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see an image that truly captures the essence of Vermont, a man collecting sap from maple trees in winter, with the words freedom and unity inscribed above. This peaceful rural scene represents the state's deep connection to nature, independence, and self-reliance. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature work of art and a snapshot of Vermont's cultural identity. Now here's where things get interesting for collectors. While millions of these coins were produced, over 400 million in total, not all quarters are created equal. Some Vermont 2001 quarters feature mint errors that make them significantly more valuable. These aren't just factory mistakes, they're treasures that slip through quality control and into circulation, making them rare and highly desirable. Among the most sought-after errors is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is visibly misaligned. Then there are double die errors, where parts of the design or lettering appear doubled. These visual oddities immediately catch a collector's eye and can turn a 25-cent piece into a serious payday. Even clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin appears to be cut off, can bring in collectors willing to pay top dollar for these unusual finds. But even without errors, high-grade Vermont quarters, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, are worth more than face value. Why? Because surviving in perfect, untouched condition is surprisingly rare. Think about it, these coins have been passed through countless hands, dropped into vending machines, tossed into jars, and worn down by years of use. Finding one that looks as fresh as the day it left the mint is no easy task. So, what's this coin actually worth today? A standard 2001 Vermont quarter in circulated condition is still worth, well, 25 cents. But if you've got one that's in uncirculated, mint state condition, with a grading of MS-65 or above, it could be worth anywhere from $5 to $20, depending on the demand and overall quality. Now, here's where things heat up. A high-grade Vermont quarter with a mint error, such as a dramatic off-center strike or strong double die, has sold at auctions for as much as $100 to $500. And in rare cases, the highest graded examples in pristine condition have gone for over $1,000 in collector circles. So before you toss that quarter in your change jar or spend it on a cup of coffee, take a moment. Look closely. You might just be holding a tiny piece of history, or better yet, a hidden gem worth far more than its face value. Thanks for watching, and if you love discovering the stories and secrets behind the coins in your pocket, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. We've got plenty more treasure hunts coming your way. Top 2, we're heading deep into the wilderness of Louisiana to uncover the fascinating story behind a quarter that many people have seen but few truly understand, the 2015 United States Kisatchie $quarter. This coin is more than just a part of your spare change. With hidden rarities, valuable errors, and collector demand rising, you'll want to check your coin jar after this video. This quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, a collection of coins celebrating the natural wonders of the United States. The Kisatchie quarter was released in 2015 to honor the Kisatchie National Forest, a vast, lush landscape of longleaf pines, wild birds, and rich southern heritage located in central Louisiana. Flip the coin and you'll be greeted with a bold image, a wild turkey in full flight, wings spread, soaring through the forest. It's one of the most dynamic designs in the entire series, symbolizing the freedom of the wild and the unspoiled beauty of America's protected lands. The level of detail in the feathers, trees, and motion is striking, and that's exactly why collectors have taken notice. Now, while the design is impressive, what really makes this coin stand out are the rare minting errors and high-grade versions that have surfaced over the years. Let's break it down. Although millions of Kisatchie quarters were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, not all of them were struck perfectly. And when it comes to collectible coins, perfection, or intentional imperfection, is everything. Some 2015 Kisatchie quarters are known to have off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during minting. Others have die cracks, where raised lines appear on the surface from a damaged die. There are even reports of double die obverse errors, where letters or numbers show a faint but visible doubling, making the coin visually unique and instantly more valuable. Then there are the proof coins and silver versions made at the San Francisco Mint, which were not meant for circulation. These coins have mirror-like finishes and were sold in special collector sets, making them naturally more valuable, especially when kept in pristine condition. But here's where things really get exciting. In the world of coin collecting, grade matters. A regular coin pulled from pocket change may be worth face value, but if you have a Kisatchie quarter in mint state 67 or higher, its value can climb rapidly. Coins in this condition have no scratches, no wear, and perfect luster, exactly what collectors and auction houses are looking for. So, what is the real market value of a 2015 Kisatchie quarter today? A circulated version of the Kisatchie quarter is typically worth its face value, 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples in brilliant condition can sell for between $5 and $10. Coins graded MS-67 or better by professional grading companies have fetched between $25 and $60. Now here's the real highlight. Rare error coins, such as those with strong double dies or dramatic off-center strikes, have sold at auctions for as much as $150, and in exceptional cases, with perfect grading and rare errors combined, for up to $300. So, next time you spot a quarter from 2015 with a wild turkey flying across it, don't spend it just yet. Check it carefully. Look for crisp details, shiny surfaces, and anything unusual in the design. You might be holding more than just 25 cents, you could be holding a small piece of collectible American history worth serious money. Top 3, we're exploring the story, design, and surprising value of the 2013 Fort McHenry quarter dollar. This coin might look ordinary to some, but if you're a collector, or just someone who loves hidden gems, you'll want to listen closely, because this coin carries more than just monetary value. It carries a story of national pride, rare errors, and potentially serious money. The Fort McHenry quarter was released in 2013 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This series featured national parks and historic sites from each state, and Fort McHenry represents the state of Maryland. But this isn't just any fort. Fort McHenry is where the American flag flew proudly during the War of 1812 and inspired Francis Scott Key to write what would become the United States national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The reverse of this quarter captures a dramatic and emotional moment in American history. You'll see fireworks bursting above the famous fort, symbolizing celebration and resilience. It's more than a coin, it's a tribute to the spirit of a young nation refusing to fall. The obverse, of course, carries the classic image of George Washington, but it's the reverse design that truly makes this quarter one of the most memorable in the entire series. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin interesting to collectors, and why some versions of this 2013 Fort McHenry quarter are worth far more than 25 cents. First, while hundreds of millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, not all of them came out perfectly. And in the world of coin collecting, errors are gold, sometimes literally. Some Fort McHenry quarters are known to have die cracks, where a fracture in the minting die creates raised lines or defects on the coin's surface. Others have off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned, making the coin instantly eye-catching and valuable. But the real winners? Double die errors, where parts of the design or lettering appear double due to a misprint in the die itself. These are rare, striking, and highly sought after. Then there are the proof versions and silver editions of this coin, minted in San Francisco. These were never released into circulation and were made specifically for collectors. Featuring a mirror-like background and sharp, frosted details, these coins are already valuable on their own, but in flawless condition, their worth climbs even higher. As always, condition matters. A Fort McHenry quarter fresh from the mint with no scratches, full luster, and a sharp strike, especially if graded MS67 or above, is a dream find. It's not just about rarity, it's about how perfect the coin looks under magnification and lighting. So now the big question: how much is this coin really worth? In circulated condition, the 2013 Fort McHenry quarter is generally worth its face value of 25 cents. However, an uncirculated coin in mint state condition can be worth between $2 and $7. If you've got a high-grade example, something graded MS67 or higher, it could bring in between $25 and $70, depending on the mint mark and market demand. And here's where things really take off. Error coins with strong double die features or dramatic off-center strikes have sold for as much as $100 to $250 in collector auctions. The silver-proof versions in pristine condition have reached values of up to $125, and rare varieties with both high grade and a unique error can sell for even more. So next time you're digging through change, keep an eye out for fireworks, and I don't just mean the kind in the sky. The Fort McHenry quarter is a tiny piece of American history that might just light up your coin collection or even your wallet. Top 4, we're diving into a coin that might look common, but carries the beauty of nature, state pride, and yes, the potential for surprising value. It's the 2003 United States Arkansas quarter dollar, and if you think it's worth just 25 cents, you might want to think again. Released as part of the popular 50-state quarters program, the Arkansas quarter was the 25th coin in the series and celebrates the state's rich natural heritage. But what makes this coin special goes far beyond its face value. Take a close look at the reverse design. You'll see a majestic mallard duck in flight, soaring above a beautiful lake, with a forested background and a massive diamond right in the center. Yes, a diamond. That's because Arkansas is home to Crater of Diamonds State Park, the only diamond-bearing site in the world where the public can dig for diamonds and keep what they find. This stunning design ties together Arkansas's wildlife, water, and geology in one small silver canvas. It's one of the most nature-rich, detailed designs in the entire state quarter series. Now here's where things get exciting for collectors. While millions of Arkansas quarters were minted, both in Philadelphia and Denver, not every coin left the mint perfectly. And in the world of numismatics, those imperfections are where things get really valuable. Some of these quarters show off-center strikes, where the image is shifted away from its proper placement. Others feature die cracks, small raised lines across the coin caused by a damaged minting die. And some rare pieces have been discovered with clipped planchets, meaning the coin was struck on a blank that wasn't cut correctly, resulting in a missing chunk from the edge. These errors aren't just cool to look at, they make the coin far more collectible and desirable to serious collectors. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die, where parts of the design, like the lettering or the date, appear to be slightly doubled. These are highly valuable because they are visually striking and very easy to spot once you know what to look for. Imagine finding one of those in your change. Even without errors, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin that looks fresh, shiny, and shows no signs of wear is considered to be in mint state. When professionally graded, coins that reach MS66 or MS67 are significantly more valuable than worn-down versions, because very few survive in perfect condition, especially over time. There are also proof versions of the Arkansas quarter that were minted at the San Francisco Mint. These were made specifically for collectors and never released into circulation. Featuring deep mirror-like surfaces and frosted images, these coins are visually stunning, and when kept in flawless condition, they can fetch impressive prices. So, how much could this coin really be worth? A circulated Arkansas quarter from 2003, in average condition, is generally worth its face value, 25 cents. However, if you have an uncirculated example, especially one graded mint state 66 or higher, it can sell for anywhere between $5 and $15. Error coins, such as those with strong double dies or dramatic off-center strikes, have sold at collector auctions for as much as $75 to $150, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. And those rare proof or silver proof versions, when in pristine condition, can fetch up to $60 or more among serious collectors. So the next time you come across a quarter with a duck, a lake, and a diamond on it, don't spend it too fast. Take a good look, because that little coin might just be hiding a much bigger story, and a bigger value than you ever imagined. Top 5. We tucked away in the 2014 series of America the Beautiful Quarters is a coin that not only captures one of the most breathtaking landscapes in the United States but also holds hidden value that could surprise even experienced collectors. We're talking about the Great Sand Dunes National Park Quarter, and if you've got one, especially the right one, you might want to hold on to it. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate what this coin represents. The Great Sand Dunes National Park, located in Colorado, is home to the tallest sand dunes in North America. Towering dunes, surrounded by mountains, forests, and flowing creeks, it's nature's contrast at its finest. And this coin captures it all beautifully. The reverse design of the quarter features a father and child playing at the base of the dunes, with the sweeping Sangre de Cristo Mountains rising in the background. It's not just a pretty picture, it's a symbol of wonder, exploration, and natural beauty. One of the more artistic and emotional designs in the entire America the Beautiful series, but we're not just here for the artwork. We're here for what could make this coin rare, desirable, and valuable. Let's start with minting. The 2014 Great Sand Dunes Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. That means you might find it with a P, D, or S mint mark. The coins from San Francisco include both proof and silver proof versions, which were never released into circulation. These are already more collectible due to their limited mintage and mirror-like finishes. Now here's where collectors start paying serious attention: errors. While the U.S. Mint is known for its quality control, mistakes do happen. And when they do, collectors race to find them. Some Great Sand Dunes quarters have been found with die chips, where extra bits of metal create unusual bumps or blobs on the coin's surface, often near the child or the dunes. Others show struck-through errors, where foreign material leaves odd imprints during the minting process. One of the most valuable errors includes off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because it was struck out of alignment. These kinds of minting mistakes make the coin unique, and that uniqueness brings value. There's also the rare chance of finding a double die, where parts of the design appear to be doubled, especially around the lettering or date. These are striking to the eye and can be worth significantly more than a standard coin. Now let's talk condition. Even if your coin doesn't have a dramatic error, its grade, or how well it's been preserved, plays a big role in value. Coins that are still in mint state, with no scratches, no wear, and full luster, are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS66 or higher becomes especially attractive to collectors, as perfect or near-perfect examples grow rarer with time. So what is the actual value of a 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter? If it's a regular circulated coin from Philadelphia or Denver, it's generally worth 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins in excellent condition can fetch between $2 and $7, depending on grade and mint mark. Coins graded MS67 or higher have sold for as much as $40 to $80 in auctions, especially those with brilliant surfaces and no flaws. Error coins, like dramatic off-center strikes or strong die breaks, have been known to sell for between $100 and $250, depending on visibility and condition. And proof silver versions in flawless condition have reached values up to $75 or more. So the next time you see that peaceful scene of a father and child playing in the sand on a quarter, don't just admire the design, inspect it closely. You could be holding a beautiful piece of American art, or a surprisingly valuable collector's item hiding in plain sight. Top 6. We're diving into the story behind the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter, one of the earliest coins in the iconic 50-state quarters program. And while it might seem like just another coin in your pocket, some of these Pennsylvania quarters are hiding serious collector value. Let's rewind to the year 1999. The U.S. Mint had just launched the historic 50-state quarters program, a massive initiative to release special quarter designs for all 50 states, in the order they entered the Union. Pennsylvania was the second coin released, following Delaware, and it instantly caught attention. take a good look at the reverse side of this coin. You'll see the outline of the state, the Commonwealth statue, representing justice and peace, and a keystone, symbolizing Pennsylvania's nickname, the Keystone State. It's a powerful, clean design that highlights both the state's heritage and its importance in U.S. history, but there's more to this coin than just patriotic artwork. Over time, collectors have discovered that some of these coins aren't just beautiful, they're rare, thanks to minting errors and condition grades that make them stand out in a big way. The Pennsylvania quarter was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with some special proof versions coming out of San Francisco. While hundreds of millions were produced, not all were created equal. Some of the most valuable examples come from small mistakes, the kind you'd never expect to be worth money. One of the most common and fascinating error types seen on Pennsylvania quarters is the double die, where the design appears slightly doubled, especially on the word Pennsylvania, or in the date. These subtle shifts happened when the die imprinted the image more than once, and collectors absolutely love them. Another prized error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design isn't properly aligned. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some collectors are also searching for clipped planchets, where part of the coin appears to be missing due to a cutting issue during production, and let's not forget die cracks and cuds, raised lines or blobs caused by damage or wear on the minting die. These may seem like small imperfections, but in the world of coin collecting, they can turn an ordinary quarter into a standout piece worth holding onto. Now, even if your Pennsylvania quarter doesn't have one of these rare errors, its condition still plays a major role. Coins that were never used, never touched, and perfectly preserved are known as uncirculated or mint state coins. The higher the grade, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC, the higher the value. Some of the most sought-after versions are the proof coins, especially those made from 90% silver. These weren't meant for general circulation and were sold directly to collectors in limited sets. With their mirror-like finish and sharp design, they're always in demand, but especially so when they're flawless. So how much is a Pennsylvania 1999 quarter actually worth today? If your coin has been in circulation and shows signs of wear, it's generally worth its face value of 25 cents. But uncirculated coins in mint state condition, especially those graded MS66 or higher, can sell for between $5 and $20. Now here's where it gets interesting. Pennsylvania quarters with visible and verified mint errors, such as strong double dies or dramatic off-center strikes, have sold for as much as $100 to $250 at auction, and if you happen to have a silver-proof version in perfect condition, it could be worth up to $75 or more depending on the market and demand. So before you toss that 1999 quarter into a vending machine or tip jar, take a second look. It might just be a tiny piece of American history, and maybe even a hidden treasure. Top 7, we're venturing into the icy wilderness of one of America's most majestic national parks, captured on a single piece of circulating art, the 2012 Denali National Park quarter. But this isn't just about mountains and moose, it's about rare errors, collector demand, and a value that might surprise you. This quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, a stunning 56-coin program by the U.S. Mint celebrating iconic national parks and sites from every state and territory. The Denali quarter, representing Alaska, was the final release of 2012, and what a way to end the year. The reverse of the coin features a powerful image, a Dall sheep standing proudly in front of North America's highest peak, Denali. Towering 20,310 feet above sea level, Denali isn't just the tallest mountain in the U.S., it's a symbol of endurance, majesty, and nature at its most raw. The detailed engraving brings the rugged landscape to life, and for many collectors, it's one of the most visually striking coins in the entire series. But what makes this quarter especially exciting is that some of them aren't just beautiful, they're valuable. And that comes down to two things: rarity and condition. Let's start with the basics. These quarters were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, and at the San Francisco mint for collector versions. While millions were made, not all of them were created equally. Some coins, as with any large production run, ended up with minting errors, and those errors are what collectors go wild for. Among the known errors for the Denali quarter are off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned and part of the coin appears blank. The further off-center, the more valuable it becomes. Another popular error is the struck-through error, where a piece of debris or cloth interferes during the minting process, leaving odd textures or impressions on the coin surface. There have also been reports of die cracks and cuds, raised bumps or blobs where the die has been damaged or chipped. These small imperfections make each affected coin unique, and that uniqueness drives collector interest through the roof. Even without errors, condition is everything. Coins that have never been circulated and still have their original luster are called mint state coins. The higher the grade, the higher the value, especially for coins graded MS66 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These high-grade coins are far rarer than you'd think, even for something minted just over a decade ago. Then there are the proof and silver-proof versions, which were struck in San Francisco. These coins have an ultra-sharp design, mirror-like backgrounds, and were never intended for everyday use. If you have one of these, especially in pristine condition, you're already holding something special. So let's talk real numbers. What is a Denali 2012 quarter actually worth today? A circulated Denali quarter from Philadelphia or Denver is still typically worth 25 cents. But if your coin is uncirculated and in mint state condition, it could sell for between $3 and $10 depending on the grade. Coins graded MS67 or higher have sold for between $25 and $60 in the collector's market. Now here's where it gets exciting. Rare error coins, such as those with strong off-center strikes or dramatic die breaks, have been auctioned for as much as $150 to $200, and if you happen to own a silver-proof Denali quarter in flawless condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $75 or more, depending on silver prices and collector demand. So next time you're sorting through coins or spotting that mountain goat on the back of a quarter, don't overlook it. It might be more than just a tribute to Alaska's wilderness. It might be a miniature masterpiece hiding in your change. Top 8. What if a single coin could take you back in time, not just to the founding of America, but to a piece of history sailing across the Atlantic Ocean? That's exactly what the 2000 Virginia State Quarter represents. But this isn't just a tribute to early American history. For coin collectors, this quarter might be a hidden treasure worth far more than you think. Let's set the scene. The year is 2000, and the U.S. Mint is full steam ahead with the 50 state quarters program. One of the most talked about designs of the year came from the state of Virginia, and for good reason. This coin doesn't feature landscapes or animals, it features ships. And not just any ships, but the three that carried the first English settlers to the shores of what would become Jamestown in 1607. Take a close look at the reverse of this quarter and you'll see the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery, three majestic 17th-century vessels sailing the open sea. It's a coin that tells a story, a tribute to the brave voyage that helped shape American history. The design is bold, historic, and rich in symbolism, but while most people admire the artwork, collectors are digging deeper, and what they're finding is that some of these Virginia quarters are not just interesting, they're rare. First, the basics. These quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a P or D. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint produced special proof and silver-proof versions, which were sold directly to collectors and never released into general circulation. These are typically the most visually stunning examples, with mirror-like finishes and frosted designs. Now here's where things get exciting: mint errors. As with any large coin production, some Virginia quarters made it out of the mint with unique mistakes. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are often where the money is. Collectors have reported off-center strikes, where the ships are slightly shifted on the coin, and die cracks, which appear as raised lines running across the surface. There are also known examples of clipped planchets, where a small part of the coin is missing, and struck-through errors, where foreign material left an impression on the coin's design. But perhaps the most desirable errors are the double die varieties, where elements like the date or lettering appear doubled under magnification. These aren't easy to find, but when they show up, they can bring significant value to the right buyer. Even without dramatic errors, condition plays a huge role in value. Coins that are clean, uncirculated, and still have their original shine, especially those graded MS66 or higher, are worth far more than their well-worn cousins. High-grade coins from the Denver and Philadelphia mints are becoming harder to find in perfect condition, making them especially appealing to serious collectors. Proof versions, especially the silver proofs, add another layer of interest. These were struck with incredible detail and were not meant for circulation. When kept in pristine condition, they remain among the most collectible versions of the Virginia quarter. So, how much can this coin actually be worth? If you have a circulated Virginia 2000 quarter from Philadelphia or Denver, its value is generally 25 cents. But uncirculated examples in mint state can sell for between $5 and $15 depending on condition and grade. Coins graded MS-67 or higher have been auctioned for as much as $40 to $75. And rare error coins, such as strong double dies or clipped planchets, have reached auction prices of up to $150. Silver-proof versions in flawless condition can be worth between $30 and $50, while some ultra-deep cameo examples have sold for over $75. So the next time you spot one of these sailing ships on the back of a quarter, don't just think about where it's been. Think about where it could take you, maybe even to a nice payday. Top 9, we're diving into one of the most visually captivating coins in modern U.S. coinage, the 2018 Block Island Quarter. It's part of the America the Beautiful series, but some of these coins have hidden features, rare minting errors, and special conditions that can transform them from simple change into serious money. Let's start with the design, because this coin is a piece of art. The reverse shows a black-crowned night heron flying over the Rhode Island shoreline, specifically Block Island National Wildlife Refuge. In the background, you can spot the dramatic landscape, coastal bluffs, windswept waters, and a pristine environment that's home to hundreds of bird species. The heron in mid-flight gives the coin a feeling of motion, grace, and nature's untouched beauty. It's no wonder that collectors quickly fell in love with this release, but this coin isn't just about looks. What makes the Block Island Quarter especially interesting to collectors is what hides beneath the surface: rarity, condition, and errors. The Block Island Quarter was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Philadelphia and Denver were released into circulation, while San Francisco produced special proof and silver proof versions for collectors only. But even among these millions of coins, some have unique characteristics that make them incredibly desirable. Let's talk about errors, the true jackpot for coin hunters. One of the most popular errors to look for in the Block Island Quarter is the strike-through error, where foreign material interferes with the coin being properly struck. This can cause odd textures, missing details, or ghost-like impressions, and collectors love these unusual flaws. Then there are off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment. These are highly collectible, and the more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Also reported are die chips and cuds, which appear as raised bumps or blobs on the coin, sometimes near the bird or along the rim. These minor errors may seem small, but to a seasoned collector, they add uniqueness that turns a common coin into a conversation piece. And let's not forget double die errors, one of the most sought-after mistakes in coin collecting. Though rare, if you spot doubling in the lettering or date, especially with the naked eye or under magnification, that could mean you're holding something very special. Even if your coin doesn't have an error, condition matters. Coins that remain uncirculated, showing no signs of wear, are considered mint state and are graded on a 70-point scale. A Block Island Quarter graded MS-66 or higher becomes significantly more valuable due to its scarcity in top condition. Now add in the proof and silver proof versions, which were never intended for public circulation. These coins feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted designs, making them stand out instantly. When stored properly, they remain in pristine condition for decades, and that pristine condition is exactly what collectors are willing to pay a premium for. So let's get to the big question: how much is the 2018 Block Island Quarter really worth? If your Block Island Quarter has been circulated and shows signs of use, it will typically be worth its face value of 25 cents. However, if you have an uncirculated coin in mint state condition, especially graded MS-66 or MS-67, it could be worth anywhere from $5 to $15. Rare mint errors, like off-center strikes, strong die breaks, or struck-through debris, have sold for between $50 and $150 depending on the error's severity and the coin's condition. Proof and silver proof Block Island Quarters, when preserved in flawless condition, can be valued at $30 to $60, with some high-grade silver proofs reaching even higher among collectors. So before you spend that shiny 2018 quarter, take a closer look. That heron in flight might just be carrying more than beauty, it might be flying straight into your collection as a hidden gem. Top 10, and last rare coin, we're diving deep into the 2001 United States quarter dollar from Kentucky, a coin that's more than just small change. If you're a coin lover or a collector, listen closely, because this particular quarter has some fascinating details, rare features, and errors that make it an intriguing find. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking your change with a whole new perspective. The Kentucky quarter was part of the iconic 50-state quarters program, launched by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the heritage and unique aspects of each state. Released in 2001, Kentucky's design stands out immediately. The reverse side features a powerful depiction of a thoroughbred racehorse, the pride of Kentucky's horse racing culture, galloping with incredible energy and grace. Accompanying the horse is the state's nickname, the Bluegrass State, and the inscription, 1792, marking the year Kentucky joined the Union. The imagery isn't just symbolic, it tells a story of tradition, passion, and the deep roots Kentucky has in American culture. But here's where things get interesting. While millions of these quarters were minted and circulated, not all of them are created equally. Collectors know that within this vast production run, there are certain rarities and errors that transform these coins into sought-after collectibles. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2001 Kentucky quarter lies in its mint marks. These coins were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, indicated by a P or D near the date. However, the Philadelphia Mint only started putting the P mint mark on quarters in 2008, so the 2001 Philadelphia coins lack this mark. That alone can sometimes cause confusion and interest among collectors sorting their collections. Now, let's talk errors, because that's often the sweet spot for rare and valuable coins. Some Kentucky quarters show die cracks, tiny raised lines or ridges on the coin's surface where the minting die has fractured. These cracks can appear anywhere on the coin, often near the horse's legs or along the edge. Coins with prominent die cracks are considered error coins and are highly prized because no two are exactly alike. Another error type seen in Kentucky quarters is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned during minting. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin. For example, if the horse is partially cut off or the inscriptions are missing due to misalignment, collectors get very excited. These errors are not just flaws, they're one-of-a-kind variations that tell a unique story of the minting process. You might also come across Kentucky quarters with double die errors, a phenomenon where the coin shows doubling in the letters or numbers. Although this is rarer on Kentucky quarters than some other state quarters, finding one can make a huge difference in value. Condition also plays a huge role in a coin's worth. An uncirculated Kentucky quarter, especially those graded by professional services as MS-65 or higher, command significantly higher prices. These coins have retained their original luster and sharp details without any wear or scratches, which makes them especially attractive to collectors. Proof versions of the Kentucky quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint, also add a layer of desirability. These coins have a brilliant mirror finish and are often collected for their pristine quality and beauty. Silver-proof versions, which contain a layer of silver, are even more valuable due to their metal content and craftsmanship. So, what is the real market value of the 2001 Kentucky quarter? If you have a circulated coin, it's usually worth its face value of 25 cents. But if your coin is uncirculated and in mint state condition, it can sell for anywhere from $5 to $20 depending on its grade. Rare error coins with noticeable die cracks or off-center strikes have fetched between $50 and $100 at auction. Double die errors or coins with extreme misalignment can command prices even higher, sometimes approaching $200 among serious collectors. Proof and silver-proof Kentucky quarters, when in flawless condition, have real market values ranging from $30 to $80, depending on the specific grading and demand. So next time you come across a Kentucky quarter, take a closer look. That galloping thoroughbred might just gallop you towards a valuable find. And if you enjoy uncovering the stories and hidden values in coins like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin adventures, and tap the bell so you never miss a chance to discover your next treasure. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises.